Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the last main week of the UPA DPP season. This week we are up against Alpha, one of the head people of the UPA. Mark's the owner, and I think it's like Alpha right below. So I think Alpha is owner after because Mark's doing stuff afterwards. So I think Alpha is becoming the owner. So good for him. And for us, this is win and in, lose and out. With how the other matches have been, at this point in time, I am basically playing for last seed, I believe. The only way we don't make it in is if, because it's Mark and Pup that I'm fighting that seed for, and the only way I don't make it into playoffs is if Mark and Pup both have a 0-0 differential. So if it ends in like a double knockout at the end, I lose head to head and I'm kicked out to 7th seed. However, if we win, if we win and that's only if we win at least 1-0. If we win 2-0, we are guaranteed. We win 1-0, and that could happen. So we are going to hope for our very best against Alpha. However, it is going to be difficult. Alpha has a very, very threatening team led off by Titar. I have been helping someone else, not like helping as in like um prep help, I guess. I guess that's the right word. Yeah, prep help with someone else. We've just kind of been going through matchups and stuff, and he has Titar, so I know kind of how this mon wants to play. I think here's Scar for like DD Titar. Like looks really really strong into me. Earthquake, Crunch, and Rock Slide or Ice Punch. I mean, well, think about that now. Since now you need Ice Punch or Ice Beam for Gliscor, so I'm assuming it'll either go mixed or Scarf Set, not DD. Doesn't really change anything, but yeah, that. Very very threatening mon. I can even get rocks up, and a sandstorm. Perma sandstorm is not great into my team. I do have a pretty decent checks because I do have Heatran and Gliscor, which are both unaffected. So there's that, but I still expect Heater to come because it's still a Tyranitar. Next is Skarmory. Skarmory is a defensive goat and the Hazards King. This one, it wants to Toxic, it wants to click Spikes, it wants to click Stout Rocks. It wants to do all that. I don't know what just came out. That was weird. I'm not sick or anything, but I don't know what that was. Steel Flying is really, really good defensively. It's only weak to 2 typings, and it resists basically everything else. So, that's fun. That's really fun. Next is Claydol. Claydol, I don't expect to show. If it does show, it's gonna be like Rocks Boom. But we never know, right? Yeah, I don't know what else to say this one. Azelf does basically everything in the game. I tried using Azelf last season like it was the off season, and I used it terribly. I think Alpha is playing a lot better than me because he is actually thought lead rocks knock explosion Azelf is good, and I think it is good. In my team, I'm not sure. I think it does want to go choice specs or choice scarf, and try and outrun basically all my scarfers to revenge. Next is Entei. I don't know if Entei comes because I do have a Heatran, and Entei gets nothing in this game. The person I'm helping prep also does have Entei, finally, so I don't expect to see it come. But if it does come, I could see like some Combine, Hidden Power stuff. Not really what else, not really much else to say. Milotic so defensive. It gets Flame War Marvel Scale is really really good into my physical threats, which is basically like most of my team. There's Gallade, Gliscor, Skuntank. It's good in the Heatran. Pretty good and gets for cover and toxic too. Dusknoir is a ghost type for Gallade, which is really really strong here. Gallade is just so good. And, it's slipped so good on paper all season. I just haven't been able to play it that great. Maybe it'll do good this battle though. Um, I do expect like Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, Shadow Sneak, and like Ice Punch, Earthquake, something like that. Not really sure what I do expect it to come. I'm not really sure what set it wants to go though. I think it has a lot of options, and not like one of them's like particularly better than the other. Next is Venusaur. Venusaur, it probably won't come, but if it does come, I think it does still have Earth Power in this game, so I could see like Earth Power Venusaur coming and like offensive with like an offensive like Choice Scarf variant, but I'm not sure how much you want to do that if I went just like went like Choice Scarf Heatran, you know? Also, there is like Staraptor and Gliscor, so I don't really think you can go Hidden Power Ice either. I don't think you have the movesets for that, so or the Hidden Power availability because only one Hidden Power per team. But it could come. Next is Hariyama. I do expect to see Hariyama. I believe it gets thick fat in this game. I want to say it does, and that is very annoying for Heatran. Heatran, it can't really click fire moves as easily with Milotic and Hariyama around, or T-Tar, I guess. If it's like Choice Scarf T-Tar, that's also an issue, but that's a different problems time. And last but not least, are Lopunny and Manectric. See, this is what I meant. Alpha has Manectric, not me. That's why we have Luxray on this thing now. Did cheat week 2, didn't end up mattering. So it's okay. It's okay. And with that, let's get into my team for this week of the UPA. So here we are with our team for this week, and we are here with lead Gallade. Gallade has the Focus Sash item, Steadfast ability, 250 attack, 4 special defense, 50 speed with the Jolly Nature, Close Combat, Night Slash, Zen Headbutt, and Shadow Sneak. This set is to punish a lead Azelf. Azelf, if it is Stealth Rocks, we can Night Slash into Shadow Sneak. If it decides to explode immediately, we have the Focus Sash item. It's a very strong anti-counter to that mon. And now we're gonna go into Heatran with the Pasho Berry, Quiet Nature, Flash Cannon, Explosion, Magma Storm, and Hidden Power Grass. This set is very strong here to just kind of bait something in, trap Magma Storm, especially Milotic, and Hidden Power Grass it. I think that is our best course of action. So, nothing else to really say about it. We got Starmie, Expert Belt, Natural Cure, a 250 special attack, or demons, 50 spirit with Demon Nature, Rapid Spin, Psychic, Surf, and Thunderbolt. This is basic spin away the hazards that Skarmory is up on a set, and try to nuke something back with the really strong stab and Thunderbolt coverage. Then we got our dedicated Breaker and potentially Cleaner with Kingdra, 250 to attack, 4 special defense, 250 speed with the Jolly Nature, substitute Dragon Dance, Waterfall, and Outrage. This set, it's kind of risky here. We basically have to weaken Skarmory and Milotic in order for this to function, but once it does, we are on a roll. I ideally try to get +2. +2 should be able to clean up the game. +1, it definitely hits and breaks this team. Then we got Gliscor, Expert Belt, Hyper Cutter, 252 HP, 252 attack, 4 special defense with an adamant nature, Earthquake, Thunderfang, Night Slash, and Roost. This set is also to break. I would wanted to go rocks here, but I think this set is a bit safer to try and clean up the game or break the game for Kingdra. And last but not least, we got Skuntank. Skuntank, I expected to be some sort of like weak member at the early, big, really part of the draft, but I think he's come to almost every game since week 1, maybe week 2. Did it come to week 2? I don't think. I don't think it came to week 2. So besides those 2 weeks, Skuntank has come every time. So I'm actually very happy with how Skuntank's performed. So if we do win this week, I hope it continues to perform in playoffs. But anyway, we got the Black Sludge, Stench ability, 252 HP, 4 defense, or 8 defense, 248 special defense with a sassy nature, Crunch, Toxic, Sucker Punch, and Explosion. I don't know why it is sassy. I'm assuming that is from last week when we got the forfeit win. I'm not sure. I think it was. I don't remember the exact thing, but I think it is. Basically, this set is to help against a Dusknoir or Tyranitar or an offensive Azelf. Pretty simple. And let's get into the battle, shall we?
Okay, so we are here with the last week of the UPA season. We are leading Galit. This is a post-com because I had guessed and I didn't want to like bother them or like wake them up because we did this pretty early in the morning. So we just doing this post commentary. It's not that big a deal, I think. We lead Galit as they lead Skarm. I'm expecting like Stout Rocks here. I think it was the most logical play. Oh, you will see a lot of lag. That's the thing. You will see a lot of lag. I don't know why this game played like that, but I'm just glad I didn't crash, honestly, because we did have a couple technical difficulties before. So, can't complain too much, I think. Yeah, obviously I was doing a little calc here just to see how much close combat did, because I was focus sash, so it didn't really do a lot. I did like the 30 to 40%. I thought about clicking it. I did decide against it because I didn't want to like waste HP or like the focus sash that I couldn't technically have intact. Heatran was a pretty safe switch here. I don't think Skarmory gets anything where Heatran maybe gets like Earthquake or something, but I really didn't expect to see that kind of set here. We send in Galar, send back in Galar, and we send out Heatran. Like I said, I did expect Stealth Rocks here, but instead it just goes Drill Peck. Not that big a deal in my opinion. Definitely manageable. We eat that pretty well. And here, again, more lag. Here, Heatran is walled pretty easily by a couple ones, like Milotic and T-Tar. I still brought it because I think it's a good defensive piece, because it's a good, like, bait you out and, like, try and revenge. Um, I think Magma Storm is pretty free here. I've been had the best Magma Storm luck this season, but we just gotta hope, right? You just gotta hope that it hits. They stay in, they die. They go Milo, they take a lot of chip each turn, and I will absolutely say that. I'm assuming if they do go Milo, it is leftovers here. We do see the Milo, because Savon's a really cool nickname too, and the shiny is really fun. We do Magma Storm it. It is a decent chunk, honestly, considering it is resisted. So I think that does show us that it is a Biz Def set and not a special defensive set. Not bad. We get more lag because I don't know why this game was doing that. I'm a bit. It kind of scared me, not gonna lie, but because every time I thought it was just gonna crash and it didn't crash, and they take Magma Storm, and they reveal Flame Orb, which is interesting. So they did go a Marvel scale Flame Orb. Um, I thought that wasn't the end of the world. I did bring a good amount of physical attackers. I did bring DD Kingdra, so that was gonna be pretty annoying. But if I can get Chip on the spawn, absolutely take it. We are Partial Berry, and we decide to go for the Hidden Power Grass, because I think that is a pretty free play here. Because if they hit a Surf, that's fine. Recover is fine, so we're taking Flame Orb and Memo Storm Chip, and this is a pretty good amount of damage, except for one reason. This is a this is pretty annoying. I don't know why this happened, but I'll just tell you, my hidden power didn't save because the animation's about to load. They revealed to be faster, which makes sense. I did go Quiet Nature, I believe, to be a slower Heatran, and then revealed like just like about the same as Magma Storm. I don't know why. Kind of mad it did not save, but I think it's whatever. We can manage with it. So again, more lag because of course it did. Very very annoyed by that. But as you can see, the Magma Storm into, or Burn Chip into Magma Storm. Magma Storm doesn't do a lot, Burn definitely helps here. I think that honestly it hurt more than helped, so I was absolutely okay with that. Again, more lag. We just had to switch out. We have a pretty free switch into Kingdra here. I'm assuming they just like surf or something. You don't toxic into a Heatran. So I think this play was absolutely my best option. We go Kingdra as we do see a surf. Absolutely fine by me. They do crit, which is it's kind of annoying because that actually did a pretty good chunk for quad resist. Still okay with that. So not the end of the world, definitely. As you see, we see more lag. Yo, this I can't tell if this is just my graphics or like this is people moving in the background. I've actually never noticed that before. I'm assuming those are my graphics. Maybe I can get that fixed. I don't know. Oh, we do show them leftovers. We show them taking the burn and magma storm chip. Or no, there's no magma storm. We just take the burn chip. Excuse me. Already 6 minutes into this recording. Not bad. As we do decide to just substitute up, I don't expect this thing to be able to touch me, honestly. So I mean, if it has ice beam, it has ice beam. That's just good scout, but really did expect a toxic here. We take the chip, that's okay with me, and they do reveal a toxic, which is pretty nice for us, honestly. I think revealing the toxic, getting us that free sub, really big. And now it's just like free Dragon Dance. I think we just get a free D Dance up. They should recover here. I think that is the best course of action for you. But if they do decide to recover, that is just more Dragon Dance for us. So yeah, absolutely take that. You definitely saw my opportunity to D Dance. Um, Not a lot really switched in here. Sniper. I was sniper instead of so to get those crit buffs. Pretty nice. They withdraw Milotic as expected, and they go into a Skarmory. We do go for a D-Dance here. Now, it does get Whirlwind in this game, so I did expect to see a Whirlwind. That's why I decide not to D-Dance again and just take straight damage. Was that the right call or not? I'm not sure if Skarmory could afford Whirlwind in this. I didn't really think about too far into that. If it already did reveal a drill pack, I'm assuming it had Stealth Rock. I guess Toxic. Toxic would make a lot of sense here. Do the leftovers again. Substitute looks really fun in this game. I really like that because it's like size accurate. It's not like Eternity is like this really big mod. Try to make this really small sub. Kingdra's about this size, so I think that's pretty cool. They do. We just decided to waterfall here. I think it does decent damage, even if we do reveal a crit. We do get a crit. Very nice crit here. They do decide to drill peck. This will break sub. Kind of annoying, but not the end of the world. We did get a DD off for free, so break sub. We reveal Kingdra, but Kingdra is still at +1, so it's just really strong here. It's just gonna be really strong here. We are in a really good spot, especially since Milo is pretty heavily chipped. Again, just more lag. Do reveal leftovers. We can see their item is the leftovers. That's fine. You don't switch into this at all because even Milo just comes in and dies to this, the burn, and then an outrage. So Milo wasn't really a switch either. I guess Venusaur could have been a switch here, but Venusaur does not take an outrage very well, especially after the waterfall chip. So I do decide in the best course of action, it's just a free waterfall. I almost did DD actually. I almost did click DD. I was like, it might be worth it if you don't have um any like toxic or whirlwind or anything, but it's just not worth it. I don't think it was worth that risk. So Kingdra does pick up the first KO of the game, so that's fun. Burb. That's so funny, bro. Just like the way it just stands there. The lag kind of. It did stuff like this, so it wasn't. I definitely didn't like it, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad overall. Obviously, if they do go Kingdra here, Kingdra does not EA. This Kingdra proved they cannot touch me, so I do get a free sub in front of it, which is why I did not think it was a safe play. Um, I did expect T-Tie to come. I expected like Hariyama to come. Hariyama's pretty annoying. I did expect to see Hariyama here, but instead, Claydol is revealed. What does Claydol do? I was worried about Focus Sash Claydol. I do expect to see Explosion. Stealth Rock didn't make sense. Like, or maybe could have Earth Power or Psychic, but to get the guaranteed KO on the +1 Kingdra, I did expect to see the Explosion, which is why I just have to click Substitute. It doesn't break it, and then you boom, you go down, and I have a still relatively healthy Mon, a +1 Mon. Yeah, we do see the Explosion. I thought that was a very, very obvious play. Substitute does break here, obviously, but it's not that bad for me. I don't think it was that bad for me because obviously Claydol goes down, no one gets the kill on Claydol, which is kind of annoying, but Kingdra is still on the field and pretty healthy too, so I do get big damage on into anything that comes in. More lag. Be more lefties. I don't know what to expect here. If anything, I did expect. Actually, no. I kind of expected Hariyama to come out. Very much thought this was a Hariyama matchup, so. But even if it did, I would just outrage on it. It would still take a lot of damage. It was like, so if I did have some speed investment for some reason instead of just going max HP, um, it would do a lot. It couldn't even take it out technically, I think. He Alpha does take a while to make this, or it was just like really bad lag. I'm not really sure, but you do go T-Tar. T-Tar now, I would need +2 technically to go T-Tar if it does have a lot of HP, I believe. I can do some calcs on that real quick. I do decide that it's just worth it to click Waterfall. Like if I get a crit or something, it does go down. Otherwise, I still get big damage into a pretty big threat. So definitely not a bad spot to go Jolly here. Into Tyranitar. We do click the Waterfall. It does live, unfortunately, and we do get Rock Slider to get knocked out. It was a crit. I'm not sure if that crit mattered. I don't think it did matter, but technically, depending if it was like, okay, so I think up to 60, 24. Is that only after? It was only after 12 HP where I did KO. So I'm assuming this was some sort of like a bulkier set. If it was no HP, I did have A chance, but wasn't likely. And then how much would Rock Slide do? Rock Slide, it did about. Actually, that crit could have mattered. It hadn't passed 6 p.m. Uh, there isn't like any like amazing switch in. I was thinking it might be Choice Scarfs here, which is why I decided that Gallade is my best option because it does resist fighting, and if it's not, obviously I max speed. I would speed this mon. So was very much the safe play. I'm not sure if you want to keep this mon around. I did think I did calc how much Shadow Sneak would do. It didn't do a lot, so I do decide that clicking close combat is the right play here because it does ensure a KO, and obviously T-Char doesn't like really switch in, so it's definitely not bad. You withdraw Storm, makes sense, and go Dusknoir. I did expect to see Dusknoir here, like I did say. Be close combat into it, obviously it doesn't do anything, and unfortunately the sand breaks my focus sash, which is not great. Maybe I should have brought like Rain Dance or something on Kingdra. That might have been useful. Oh, we both take Sandstorm Chip. Sorry, doing something. Mm. I did calc how much a Night Slash would do. If it was Phase Def like I expected, it didn't really do a lot, like 30%. So I just thought Skunting, pretty free play. We either Toxic or just like crunch it. You don't really switch into a crunch unless you do have Hariyama, which in that case I do just Toxic you. And then we go into Starmie, and Starmie is pretty well here. Like I do expect a Will-O-Wisp to come out because this one doesn't really have great Ghost Stab. So yeah, I don't think you have like the option to make like an aggressive read. Bit of a longer recording, but you Ice Punch, doesn't matter. We eat that pretty well. It actually did a pretty good chunk, in my opinion. Now, we do have Black Sludge though, so the Black Sludge recovery will for sure help us out. If it loads. We do take Sandstorm Chip. Duststorm takes Sandstorm Chip. We do indicate our Black Sludge recovery. I think it did cancel out Sandstorm, so perfectly fine by me. We do see the lag again. I'm not sure why this game lagged this much. It kind of annoyed me. We do see this, and I did think about just clicking Toxic, but I do decide that Crunch is technically the safer option, as it does cover a Milotic and a T-Car switching. We do big damage since they decided to stay in. I don't know why we stay in, but we get the defense drop. It doesn't really matter with Sandstorm. It KO'd anyway. We see Earthquake, which is interesting. Does a lot of damage. I think it's fine because Skunting basically did the one job he had to do, so definitely not put into a bad spot right now. See the Sandstorm Rage. We do take. Oh, you almost died, but we do live barely. As we see Dusknoir. Take Sandstorm Chip. We take our Black Sludge back. Um, we do decide to just click it again because nothing really happens if we let Skuntank go down. So if it's like Shadow Sneak, it's pretty okay here. Don't expect to see Shadow Sneak, but again, it was fine if we do decide to let this one go down. We do see Shadow Sneak, and that is enough to just let Skuntank go down, unfortunately. It was okay. It's very much okay, so. Now I do decide to calc Shadow Sneak from Gallade. It does not do a whole lot of damage. So, do decide to just go Gliscor here. Gliscor is a pretty okay switch in my opinion. Night Slash will KO from this range with the Max Attack Expert Belt. At this point we have 2 Mons down on my side, and I think Alpha only has 1 Mon down, but Dusknoir and T-Char super chipped, my Milotic is burned and about half, so it's basically the same thing because my team is still relatively healthy. Yeah, as you see, we do go Gliscor here. I do see the free KO with a Night Slash. Obviously, you see lag. It doesn't have any speed, and I'm assuming this was pretty bulky to eat the crunch like that. So, I think it was a pretty okay. It was pretty overall safe play from me. My Melodic doesn't eat one. We wanted to do this in the Thunder Fang. There's the T-Tar, obviously, and then Azov. I did expect to see Azov or Hariyama here, so one of those guys did not come, which was okay with me. Oh no, Alpha has 2 months down, right? Yeah, Alpha has 2 months down. Oh, he has 3 now at this point. It's pretty good. I'm in a pretty good position at this point. Oh, we do see Milotic here. I did calc Thunderfang. It didn't kill from this range, unfortunately. Still think I had to click it because I didn't really have like a free switch in. We do click Thunderfang. And of course, barely missed out on that KO. It would have killed after burn damage had it not clicked recover. A very unfortunate situation, but it's okay. We're still in a pretty good spot. course, my leg. Bit of a small cut. Nothing happened except we just see Sandstorm and Burn Chip from the Milo. So again, I'm in a pretty good spot still. Starmie does look like it can clean up the game if it is Hariyama in the back. Otherwise, if it is like uh, as of, it might come down to the wire. I still decide to go Starmie here because T-Bolt is going to hurt a good bit. I wish I could have gone Heatran, I'll be honest, but it's okay. I don't think, because I'm assuming this Milo does have Ice Beam, and I'm assuming it'll go for Ice Beam this turn, or like a Toxic or something. But you just see on the recover, I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's definitely not the end of the world for me. Um, I do just decide to fire off Thunderbolt. I think it is a pretty free switch, a free play here. Milo takes a chunk. T-Char doesn't eat one. And then if it is Hariyama or Azelf in the back, Azelf doesn't really eat it that great, and then Hariyama just dies to a Psychic. So, pretty free switch. Pretty free play, in my opinion. We do see a lot of chip from the Milo, which is okay by me. And then I just do decide to, and then once the slag is gone, we decide to do a lot. But we do just click the Thunderbolt button. Pretty free in my opinion. You can get a pretty good nuke in. It does not do, does do about half, but then we see Mirror Coat, and that is very, very bad for me. I did really want Starmie in the back for a T-Tar and whatnot, and not having it really, really hurts. I'm not sure if I can win in this position because I'm assuming the rest of my team is going to be slower. So you do see more lag. I'm just like kind of standing there. I don't know why. We do see some Sandstorm chip and some Burn chip. And I believe from this range, I have a pretty good shot to kill with Thunderfang. And I think that is my only option because obviously Heatran's hidden power, Grass, didn't save and is faster than me. And Gallade, it won't kill from this range. It just won't. So we do have to go Gliscor here. If the Thunderfang does not kill, I believe I do lose. I'll be honest, because if it does have Toxic, it does have all that fun stuff. So I should lose if it reveals, if it does not kill. But it should, like I said, this should be pretty close to range, or it is in range. I'm assuming he just thinks about whether he has to recover. Almost drops him. If he has to recover here or just click Surf or Toxic, because obviously it's not clicking Mirror Coat. Anything else it does not. Obviously we do click the Thunderfang, get a big chomp, and it does go down. Very, very big for us. Milo was honestly becoming a big threat, so removing that, insanely big. Not. I do expect to see Azelf Ice Beam or Hariyama like Ice Punch. We can see if this is a Speedy or Scarf T-Tar. If they do decide to go into that. If it does go, I'm assuming to see mixed. I do live in Ice Punch. I will not live Ice Beam. So, do have to think about that. We do see T-Tar here. So I do understand that it is going to outspeed me, and it is going to try and Ice Beam, which I'm okay with. or Ice Punch or Ice Beam. I'm okay with that because I do have Heatran in the Heatran and Gallade in the back. It goes in, does click Ice Punch. We barely eat it, and Earthquake will just nuke it. It is not living that. Very, very good for us. That is very, very good for us. Removing T-Tar is nice, and this is Gliscor's third kill of the match, which very happy this set worked. I didn't really expect it to, but here we are, right? Obviously, this is now Alpha's last one, so whatever it is, it has to basically hope it can take out the last of my 3 mons. So if it is Hariyama, I should just win with Gallade. If it is Azelf, Hidden Power Ground and Shadow Ball might KO me. Do move my finger a little bit because I can. And we see Einstein the Azelf. So probably the worst of the two positions. I can't switch. I do have to let Gliscor go down here. And I do have to check if it is HP ground or not. So we would just click the Night Slash, Expert Bone Night Slash would kill it if we did connect. That was weird. Psychic, we go down. Obviously, Gliscor put in a lot of work, so I'm very okay with that. And then we see Relive Life Orb. Life Orb is extremely big for us. Or big for him, because I think Life Orb Shadow Ball will indeed kill Gatlade. So we don't know, of course, but we are not in a good spot right now. Or no, it only killed with I did the calcs on this actually. It killed if it crit. So did Psychic though, so Psychic crit, that would also kill, so not in the most ideal spot, but I do just have to go Heatran here to test an HP ground. I had nothing really better to do, so go here. We just explode. Explosion is guaranteed my safest play. Because if it does not have it, it'll guarantee kill. If it does have Hidden Power Ground, if it does not have Hidden Power Ground, it will guarantee kill. And then we do see the Hidden Power. So I'm like, oh yeah, look, this is Hidden Power Ground. That is okay by me. It crits. I don't think that crit mattered. Actually, it could have. I didn't do the calc on that. I didn't really care. maybe I can calculate like later. We do see more Life Orb tick, and I did calc Gallade Shadow Sneak. This is unfortunately not in range of that, so. So I do have to risk the crit with Gallade here. It is my only option. Or yeah, I would have to risk the crit to Night Slash it with Gallade. I technically could have gone. I think Shadow Sneak was a safer play because I could have gotten my own crit here. If I got my own crit, that would have also won me the game. So the only way I would lose is if I don't crit and you don't crit, rather than just saying you don't crit. But I do just end up going for the Night Slash. It's just it's this turn where we win or lose. So do we see Shadow Ball? We do not see Shadow Ball. We actually see Psychic here. Does a lot of damage. So we did indeed die to a crit, and we probably just did die to a Shadow Ball too. But we go in, we Night Slash, and that wins us the game. And that's it. This is post recording, so we did indeed make playoffs. The only other battle that did not give me the slot, it was Mark, the owner, had to concede because of work. So It was it was a very close game. This I feel like I could have played that so much better, maybe prepped a lot better, but I had a lot of fun. We did make playoffs, so I will see y'all for the playoffs recap. Peace.